And democracies don't fall in one moment. What happens is you start to bully the opposition into submission. And so if you have a bunch of investigations of Democrats or Democratic activists, and a couple of them go to jail, then all of a sudden, regular folks out there say, you know what, I'd rather just not show up for the rally, right? I'm not going to sign up to help on this campaign because the Trump DOJ has made it pretty clear that if you cross him,
But they're keeping track.
you might be in trouble. You might find your name on a list. And so this is Kash Patel's list, but if the FBI director gets to have an enemies list, then all sorts of other Republicans and Republican law enforcement agencies around the country start to have lists too. And that's how democracy vanishes, is when enemies lists start to be constructed and enforcement actions are actually carried out to take down political opponents of the regime.
And here's why it's personally chilling to me, because we've seen this chapter before with what they were doing to leaders in the civil rights movement.
Right.
The FBI was investigating, even with Martin Luther King, they were secretly videotaping and recording him and trying to use it to blackmail him to stop him from his leadership. We know how destructive this is when someone decides that these people are my enemy and I'm going to try to use the power of the FBI to destroy them. And so at a time where you, in a government that celebrates this idea of an active opposition, of a ability to protest your government, the ability to have free speech, we are now empowering somebody who is antithetical to all of those sacrosanct democratic ideals.
Look, I think one of the things that I personally have come to understand is that maybe Democrats were crying wolf a little too often, right? But remember, the reason you don't cry wolf too often is that so when there's an actual wolf, that people believe you, this is a wolf. This is a wolf at the front door of democracy. And to your point, there's a real dark history of the FBI in particular trying to crush dissent and trying to crush civil rights and people who want to express their views and people who want to use their freedoms.